Welcome to CJWinter how-to video series. Here at CJWinter, we provide better tools, fast delivery, great service, and value. Okay, we'll be going through control valves. There's two basic control valves, a 125-600 used for the 125-126 SA, and then a 141-600, which will be the one we'll show on here that goes into all the other attachments, 134, 141, 151, 160, 170 series. We'll go through and review the major components of the control valve. We'll look at the proper attachment hookup, basic troubleshooting, and all of these typically we ask to be run at 80 to 100 psi, preferably closer to 100 psi.
Okay, when you get your control valve, it's going to come in a box. You're going to open it up. You're going to find we ship the gauge separate, not mounted, just for safety reasons for shipping, so it doesn't get broken or anything during shipping. And you just take it out of the box. It's going to go into one of these. It can go on either side depending on how you're mounting it to the machine. You just transfer, if you're going to use this side, transfer that set screw to the other side. Screw your gauge in. Put a little bit of thread sealant on there. We don't want any air leaks. Also, you're going to find a bracket. This bracket's used to mount it to the machine. And then you have your control valve. And the control valve, you're going to need a supply line. That's going to connect here. Then you got your regulator. You can make adjustments to your regulator. Pull the cap up, turn it plus or minus, lock it back in. This particular one has a purge adjustment on it. Open that up that way. It'll purge out any debris or anything that you might have in the bowl. Lock it back down for operation. Then you come through your T. The black line is going to go to your 3-way. This valve over here is for the purge line. That opens up, and that is going to be a constant flow of air to the purge line, which is going to connect to the attachment to keep the gear train clean of chips. And that's the airflow control for that. And you come into the 4-way, which is the main operation of your air control. And that in here is a valve that goes up and down and changes. That's what changes your direction of airflow to the attachment. The OneShot is a key component of that. And this black line here is the one that goes to the attachment in the back to the pilot valve, which sends a signal back to the 4-way to change direction. And then it opens up this valve and allows the attachment to come back, to cycle back. The control in the front here changes your cycle time. You can open that up and you're going to get a real quick cycle. Tightening it down, it's going to slow it down. We prefer thread rolling to be a quick cycle.
So you're adjusting your penetration rate.
Yeah, you're changing your penetration rate, and you want that usually as quick as you can get it. So now hooking up you have the 3-way I mentioned earlier, has a button on it that mounts when your slide comes into full position. It's going to bump up against there and make the attachment cycle.
We also sell electronic 3-ways, if you will, that'll get wired right into the machine control.
And now for hookup, you're going to have two big, larger black lines. The longer line goes to the front, to the bracket. It's got kind of a different shape. It's set up shorter, goes to the back, and then your black line is going to go to the pilot. clear line is going to go to the chip purge for the gear train. That's going to keep that clean. And this is your 3-way that gets mounted to the slide. Now, things you're going to want to, if you're having trouble with the attachment operating, a lot of times this line right here is going to get kinked. Like I said earlier, that's the one that sends the signal back to the 4-way to tell it to change direction. If this gets pinched off, you're going to restrict the airflow back to that signal, so you may not get accurate attachment function. So if this gets crimped, you're going to want to cut the line off, or a new locking nut on there, so that you can get rid of that crimped area. Any other lines that get pinched are going to compromise the operation of the attachment. On the 3-way, there is a muffler that sometimes may get clogged. It could compromise the operation of the 3-way airflow. If this button here gets damaged, it's not going to operate properly. If you're having any kind of operation problems, if you have another control valve in stock or in-house, you can undo these lines and swap it out and do a process of elimination on that. Also, you could do the same thing with this pilot here and the quick disconnect mechanism on there. The OneShot is a key component to the 4-way changing direction. If you have a cycle where it just makes like a quick and the piston's not going forward, a lot of times it could be the OneShot is plugged up and compromised. So you're going to you may want to replace that. We sell a kit also. If the 4-way goes bad, it'll come with the OneShot, all the fittings down, this fitting here, you can either replace the line or unscrew your old one, put the new one in there. You're going to get this brass fitting, and you're going to get the fittings down here. The 4-way, if you needed a new one, you would just screw it back onto the T, hook your lines up, and you're ready to go.
Please visit us at www.cjwinter.com for additional information.